Hello, I'm Sue Ricks from SueRicks.com. I'm talking to you a little bit about when a client experiences a big rush of heat or cold when you're doing a treatment. And I'm speaking in response to somebody who's asked me that question very recently. And I thought I would share some of the information that I shared with her in the hopes that it helps you too. So when you're working in reflexology, and you want to be able to do some sort of close off at the end of the treatment, various different people close off in different ways. And in gentle touch reflexology, we will do something called an energy cap. So that will be, you've got the person who's just sitting in the chair, they're laying there, and you come to the end of the close and you just gently just cap your hands just over their toes. Literally just hover your hands just over, so if that's just the toes, right, and just hover over the top of their toes. So you might be very close or you might be further away. It's entirely up to you. It's whatever floats your boat at the time. And in this particular instance, this practitioner, when she came to do the energy cap, there's a tremendous experience of heat with the person who was in the chair. And that caused that person to be a little bit worried in the chair, and they asked for it to stop, which is brilliant because the practitioner did exactly what you need to do. She stopped. She also gave reassurance that this is a shift that's happening, and that's exactly what it is. And I thought I would just share with you a little bit about my own experiences and what my personal beliefs are about what that is, because it can be the most marvellous thing. And I get that if somebody experiences that in the chair, it can be a little bit worrying if they've never experienced it before, but it's a really, really good thing. Because what it means is that the practitioner, the one who contacted me today, right, was in a really good state and place and was very on their own love highway and was very rooted and grounded and in their own sort of bubble, own space, and therefore able to really readily connect to the universal energies and just to be able to just like truly be there in terms of honouring that client. What the client did was sit in the chair, book themselves in for a reflexology treatment, sit in the chair, have the treatment, and then be in a place and space where they could receive what they, at a deep level, subconsciously wanted to receive. Now, as they experienced this tremendous blast of heat, they were concerned, and that may have sent them into a bit of a panic. But a lot of people, if that happened to me, I'd be like, oh, fantastic, because I'm fortunate that I know that that's something that's coming through for me. So this client was actually pulling in those beautiful, beautiful healing energies, sometimes called the golden healing ray, and actually pulling that beautiful heat in to be able to experience, not to experience, but to actually receive that loving energy that would have been incredibly healing and very shifting and very supportive and very wonderful for the client. So when anybody does experience that, maybe a big rush of heat, it can sometimes feel cold. So a big intense feeling of cold is also a really, really good thing too. But in this case, it was heat. So heat is energy moving, right? It is as the same way as cold is. It's just a slightly different way of it being experienced. And then that energy will then redistribute itself. We don't have to do anything about it. The client doesn't have to do anything about it. It's just all those shifts and changes taking place. Now, I know myself, having been on the receiving end of both giving and receiving situations where I've just been able to witness that, I felt immensely lucky. But I also know it can be very worrying if you don't know what it is. And let's just think about why that is. So if you're a client and you're sitting in the chair and you suddenly feel this whoa amount of heat that's in effect what you think is coming from the practitioner's hands, it's not. It's coming via the fact that the practitioner is in a good place and space, and it's coming through to them. Because their brain doesn't know what it is, the brain goes, oh, I don't know what this is. And then they go, I don't want it, stop, which is great because that's what the practitioner did. But actually, if we're in a different place, so if I was in the chair and that happened to me, I'd be like, oh, fantastic, this is amazing, because all that energy is then coming into them. But if our brains are going, I don't understand, and that's our biggest fear, is the fear of the unknown. And if we experience that and we don't know what it is, there can be that fear and panic. So actually us as practitioners knowing more about what it is and how it works and what it is really helpful to provide a lovely reassurance, as the lady who contacted me today has done and just said, it's the shifting and your energy system and acting and putting it all into place. Perfect answer, wonderful. And if we can give that reassurance to them by feeling quite happy in ourselves that this is that lovely energy that's moving through to them, it's actually the wonderful dynamic, energetic, universal force in action. And that's what we want to do, is to be able to help people to connect to their own true healing powers. We are facilitators, we're not doers, we're not healers, we are facilitators. So it's about us getting in a good place, and you just do that and you just like wait and just see what happens. And if you've never done it yourself before and you're watching this video and you've never tried it, just try it. Just like properly just sit yourself down, right, and finish that beautiful treatment. Know why you love reflexology. Hover your hands just over their feet. Right, it's called an energy capping gentle touch reflexology, and then just see what happens, right? But don't like think about it, because that's your brain. It's just like, okay, I'm here, and just see what happens afterwards. So if your client gets a little bit anxious, just be quiet, calm, reassuring, and say, it's great, it's good, it's just shifts taking place. Don't give too much detail. Just shifts taking place. It's great that you came for reflexology, and we'll see how you are next week. And if it's you that are going, oh, what happened when I did that? Just go, oh, that's great. I'm really glad that happened, because it's a very positive experience. So I'm Sue Ricks from SueRicks.com. Lots of love. Bye.